It's interesting how employers who are hiring supposed undocumented workers, because I mean, just by looking at them, you cannot tell if somebody's undocumented or not. But why are the employers not arrested and charged for hiring uh, undocumented workers if they actually are? And it's only the workers, the people doing the hard work to help provide for the United States, the only ones to be punished for working. It makes no sense whatsoever. You never see a case where uh, some employer of a farm or business is punished for hiring supposed undocumented workers.
California grows 75% of the nation's fruits and nuts and more than one-third of vegetables. According to the University of California, approximately 75% of the state's agricultural workers are undocumented.
How many of these people actually have like a migrant visa that allows them to come into the United States to do work, which there's a lot of people like that. There are a bunch of migrants that come to the United States on visas so that they can work.
Spectrum News 1's Natalie Basha has more from Ventura County.
We have avocados. It's actually a new variety of avocado called Gem.
She's a sixth-generation farmer in Ventura County, and Lisa Tate loves her family business, running 8 different farms along the Central Coast, totaling 800 acres.
Hey, we're walking through our lemon grove. On any given day when we're harvesting, could take about 50 people to harvest it.
But she says the immigration enforcement among migrant agricultural workers, as shown here in this widely circulated video taken last week, has thrown the industry into chaos.
There have been times where we didn't have enough workers and we just have to leave the lemons on the trees until they fall.
Okay, so what, you cannot hire like legal citizens to do the work or something? What, is it because you don't pay them enough for it, or what? Like, what's going on? It is interesting though how a lot of businesses do rely on immigrants coming from other places to work because they know they can uh, get away with paying them a bit less. This is why, you know, anybody who comes to the United States and says, hey, I want to be a US citizen, they should automatically be allowed to be a US citizen.
You don't have a choice. Sometimes if you don't have a worker, you don't have a way to get them off, and you don't have a way to make money.
Just days after President Donald Trump announced on Truth Social saying they would not pursue anyone in the hospitality or farming industries, the Department of Homeland Security said they would continue to target those work sites. In response,
It's funny how ICE is ignoring what Trump is wanting them to do. I guess Trump should put out an EO saying that ICE is barred from raiding farms and other places of hospitality because it is known that a lot of migrants work on farms, they work in customer service jobs like at hotels and stuff. Uh, they do cleaning work for cleaning services and various other jobs a lot of Americans won't do because they act like it's beneath them or because the employers won't pay an actual wage for these people.
response to that decision, the Department of Homeland Security released this statement saying, worksite enforcement remains a cornerstone of our efforts to safeguard public safety, national security, and economic stability.
So deporting people that are doing work somehow is them protecting economic stability when it's going to cause a whole lot of economic problems. And how is deporting people doing work in the United States protecting national security or protecting the public when these people are just working?
Operations target illegal employment networks that undermine American workers, destabilize labor markets, and expose critical infrastructure to exploitation.
And again, they're still not arresting the employers doing this, which they would be the main problem.
The U.S. Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, justified their efforts in a press conference.
We're going after people that are in work sites that are trafficking drugs, that are trafficking human beings.
That's a big lie. People working on farms isn't trafficking human beings. And if you actually wanna go after people trafficking humans, why not, punish the employers?
Range from anywhere between 20,000 to 40,000 farm workers here in Ventura County, majority of them undocumented.
Lucas Zucker is the co-executive director at the grassroots organization.
And if you remove those 7% of workers, the 30% left won't be able to harvest all the crops and stuff, which is going to cause crops to rot in the fields, going unpicked and unharvested. It's like what Arizona did under the Obama administration when they tried to get real strict on migrant workers coming into the United States. Well, uh, farms weren't being harvested, then they tried to quote unquote lease prisoners, use prison slavery. That didn't work. Then they tried to hire regular citizens to do the work. That didn't work, so they reversed their stance on migrants coming into Arizona.
Central Coast United for Sustainable Economy. And he says there is a reason that migrants and not average U.S. citizens are the ones filling these agricultural jobs.
This is difficult, dangerous, backbreaking, and underpaid work. Agriculture industry really pays pretty poorly for people to survive, especially here in the Central Coast of California. It's really going to disrupt the industry, and we really don't know what's going to happen.
Lisa says that based on her extensive knowledge of the industry, she believes there is a solution to the problem of undocumented migrant workers.
Okay, the solution is to make these people legal citizens and require all these employers to actually pay these people a wage based on being a citizen.
All we need is some new legislation that will allow for a long-term immigrant worker program. I don't think that we should implement any action until we have a solution in place.
But until
Yeah, no, that's a bad solution. We don't need we don't just need to give them like long-term immigrant visas, make them US citizens. You can even just make them dual citizens. And whenever they come into the United States to work, they are actual citizens who would be paid an actual wage.
then, she is unafraid of speaking out for the migrant workers who keep her industry afloat